So, Bobby, why do you think people need to make this so complicated?
I mean, I know the answer. You're not going to want to hear it. Well, it's not that you won't want to hear it. People won't want to hear it. But I think people just lack real accountability. Like the ability to look yourself in the mirror. We were talking about this earlier. The ability to look yourself in the mirror, admit you made a mistake, and then try to take actual, real corrective measures to solve it. It's just a lot easier to take the Ozempic pill. To just imagine that you have something wrong with your metabolism, that God dealt you, whatever maker you believe in, God, Thor, Zeus, we welcome everybody here, but that you were dealt some type of genetic liability, and that's not fit.
But yeah, anything is easier than admitting that you've been lazy, that you let yourself go, that your current situation is your own fault. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow, but Ozempic is an easy pill to swallow.
Absolutely. And it's not that much money, according to the pharmaceutical commercials I can even take it with while I try to watch my television. But seriously, Joe, the main cause of obesity, the main cause of, I'm going to say even just not being where you want to be in life, it's laziness. People don't want to hear that. And listen, for every person I call lazy, there is somebody out there who genuinely was dealt a bad genetic hand, the person that genuinely has experienced some type of rough circumstance. But when I say there's a person out there, like, we're talking 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000, 1 out of, for most people, fitness is the one thing in their life that they have complete control over.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you would think, right? Because it's just a matter of showing up and doing the work.
Do you want to do it? Like, I don't think there's any demographic of person in this world that's limited from brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you always have the ability to have a toothbrush and some toothpaste. Like, for the most part, that's how I look at fitness. Like, every single person can walk. Every single person can choose not to, eat the Doritos or drink the soda or like whatever it is, right? So let's do this. Let's come up with a list of 5 easy things people can do to get leaner.
Yeah.
Because that's really what we're talking about here. Like, we're talking about fitness, but let's not get it twisted. We're not talking about elite fitness. We're not trying to get you to win the CrossFit Games. We're not trying to get you to play defensive end in the NFL or fight 5 rounds in the UFC. Like, what is it going to take to just get you to drop 15 or 20 pounds, to get lean?
Just to be healthier, just to be a little fitter than you are right now, right?
What's it going to take? All right?
Yeah.
So let's come up with that, Joe. First one, walking.
For sure.
Walk a little more.
The master exercise, right?
People really undervalue walking. If you went for a 30-minute to hour walk a day, you would burn, depending on pace, somewhere around 300 calories. Now, 300 calories doesn't seem like a lot, but we talk about this a lot, and I'm pulling up a calculator here just to make sure our math is right. There's 3,600 calories in a pound of fat. So if you were carrying 15 extra pounds of fat, we would go 3,600 times 15. You got an excess of 54,000 calories to burn off.
Yeah.
You divided that by 300 calories, in 180 days, you could be down that 15 pounds. I don't know if you've ever seen what those 1 pound fat blocks look like. That used to look like that anatomy
right?
class.
Yeah.
You lose 15 pounds of fat on the right area of your body, you look like a completely different human being. Like, imagine 15 pounds off your gut. You would go from fat slob on the couch to A-list movie star. Like, that's a shocking difference. And literally, that's a walk a day.
Well, and walking is a great thing because it's very low impact. So, like, if you want to go burn 300 calories by sprinting your heart uphill, like, that's fine. You'll still burn the calories. You'll do it faster, but you'll also be really beat up. Like, you'll be broken after that, and you'll need to spend a lot of time doing recovery. But like a walk, you don't need to recover. The walk is the recovery. And at the same time, you're burning that extra energy. And so it's much more sustainable in the long run. Plus, it's good for your mental health. Like, get outside.
2 things. Nobody's blowing a hamstring during a walk.
Right.
And 2, there are all kinds of obese people that can manage to walk 10 hours a day at Disney World.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. Like, literally, and I'm not saying that to be mean or pejorative, nothing like that. I'm just saying there's no person really in this world within reason that can't go for a walk. Like you can always find a way to go for a walk. So just walk. And when we talked about 5 easy ways to get lean in your 40s, I'm not asking you again to sprint up a hill, to go to an MMA class, to do something embarrassing. You put on your Joe Rogan podcast because you want to learn some real factual information about the world, and you go for a little walk. Like that's literally all you do. Last night, Joe, I was watching NBA basketball. You can go for a walk, and on your phone, you can have Hulu, you can have Netflix, you can have Prime, you can have whatever. You can listen to your favorite show or watch your favorite show, or like, I'm a big consumer of those like afternoon sports shows. So usually my network of choice is FS1, but I'm watching First with Nick Wright, and then I'm watching Speak with Joy Taylor. But those shows, I can listen to them on my phone while I go for a walk, and it's not costing me anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the first thing, walking. The second thing is I want you to sleep more. It's the easiest thing in the world. And I'm actually trying to rank these, I guess, from easiest to hardest, or like whatever it is. But like literally, I'm asking you to close your eyes and sleep. That's it.
Put the phone away. You don't need to lie in bed scrolling for 2 hours. 1 hour is sufficient, or not at all. Just go to sleep.
The kids call it, courtesy of my 16-year-old Joe, doom scrolling.
Yes.
That's apparently what the term is. But
that's what it is.
Scroll. But you know what you can also do? You can turn your TV off. There will always be another basketball game. There will always be another football game. Like, it's funny. I will stay up late sometimes to watch a playoff game. And I'm thinking this is the only chance in my life I will ever have to watch his playoff game. But these sports shows that I just referenced that I like, I've been watching these for 10 years, and they never run out of content to talk about. Like, it's always the same thing. Did you see the shot last night? Did you see this incredible thing? Did you see this incredible come from behind? There's always new drama in the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, like the whatever you want to watch. So just shut it down a little bit early and catch a replay the next day.
It's the same thing I tell my kids every night. Go to bed. Just go to sleep. Shut your eyes. Like, you got to tell yourself that. You're an adult now. Go to bed.
It's not that hard. And I want to ask for 8 hours, but just go to bed 15 minutes earlier. Just go to bed 30 minutes earlier. You will feel better. You will feel more recharged. I actually heard a person talking the other day. I got a new tattoo on my chest. And he was talking about how he finally got his CPAP machine in order because he had sleep apnea. And he went from sleeping under 5 hours a night to now getting a solid 8. And the thing he spoke about most was how he felt completely rejuvenated, like a brand new man. He had no idea what he was missing, how much energy he had, how he was getting back into working out. And it literally all stemmed from getting his sleep sorted out. Yeah. That's it. Like, it's
sleep
that
is a superpower.
Much lease on life. So that's number 2. Number 3, I want you to work out a little bit.
Yeah.
Looking at
a little strength training, right?
Looking at me, 6'3", an unbelievably shredded, God-tier-like physique of 232 pounds. That's how I refer to myself, Joe. But seriously, you might think coming from me that I think you need to be on an elite weight training program. And while I would like you to lift weights every day, while I would like you to exercise twice a day every day, while I would like you to push your limits and get all the psychological benefits of putting yourself through some type of crucible and throwing yourself on the fire, the truth is, if you're just trying to get leaner in your 40s and get a little bit more fit, you don't really need any of that. You can get a couple of dumbbells for your house and just do some work 3 to 4 times a week, and you will see a
even just body weight stuff. Simple push-ups, sit-ups, squats kind of stuff is really, really effective, and not in huge doses either. Like, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to break world records every workout. You just got to move.
So here's the thing we talked about. We talked about walking, right? 300 calories burn extra a day, and in 180 days, you would lose 15 full pounds of fat. You know what else burns fat? Muscle. For every extra pound of muscle you have on your body, science says, and I'm writing this down on a little piece of paper I have here to make sure my math's right, you're going to burn between 50 and 100 extra calories a day. So if you put on, Joe, 3 extra pounds of muscle, you're going to burn between 150 and 300 extra calories a day. Well, there's your 15 pounds in either 6 months or a year gone by doing nothing. Well, not doing nothing. You had to do some work to build the muscle. But now you still got that burn. So when you start stacking these things on top of each other, if you put on 3 pounds of extra muscle and you're walking every day, well, now in that 180 days, you're not down 15 pounds of fat. You're down closer to 30 pounds of fat.
Well, and that doesn't even include the fact that you're burning calories while you're building the muscle either, right? Like it adds up.
It's not that hard. And it doesn't have to be our workout, Team Maximus on the ladder app, the 40-minute workouts. They can be savagely hard. Like when we do 4 sets of 30 seconds of max bench press reps, that can be savagely hard. But it also can be as easy as you want to make it because it's not delineated by reps, it's delineated by time. So as long as you're just doing something, you're going to build the muscle and you're going to progress. Like theoretically, Joe, 3 times a week, call it every second day, you could literally just for 30 minutes practice some bicep curls, practice some push-ups, practice some overhead press, practice some, and in 6 months, you would see a considerable change in your body. Like literally, I don't want to demystify or take all the nonsense out of weight training, but you don't need some convoluted program. You could literally just play 30 minutes 3 times a week and you'd see a massive result from them.
Yeah, 100%. I think people would be surprised to know how little it actually takes to make a change if you're consistent.
And that's why I say people are lazy, because they have this idea. We live in this world where if I don't work out for 2 hours and it's not an optimal program similar to what Michael Phelps did to win his 27th and 28th gold medal in the Olympics, then it's not for me. But it doesn't work like that. Like you can literally almost look at a weight and put some delts or put some pecs on. All right, Joe, number 4, I want you to cut some carbs. It's the easiest thing you can do in your diet. Now, we can get in the argument, and you're going to blow me up in the comments saying, well, technically a calorie is a calorie, and there's no difference. And I get it. I get it, and you're probably right. But in general, where people overeat is in the carbohydrate department. We always say no one got fat on a diet of steak and butter. You're not overeating New York steak. You're not overeating on chicken breast. You're not overeating on like a fresh salmon fillet from like the North Atlantic. You're overeating on Doritos. You're overeating on drinking soda. You're eating French fries. You're eating potatoes. You're eating pasta. You're eating rice. If you want a very simple way to get leaner, just reduce your carbohydrates. When you go to the all-you-can-eat buffet, I want you to fill up on meat instead of filling up on rice, pasta, potatoes, or things like that. It's literally just cut your carbs.
Well, and just think about doing any kind of a transformation. You got to have like a limit on the total number of calories, right? So we're trying to dial that in to where it's a very sustainable number. We want to maximize the amount of protein we're getting. Something's got to cut out. Something's got to cut out. And so it's real easy to just turn the dial down on carbs. In fact, a way that I like to approach it is to just try to get more protein than carbs, especially if you're just starting out. If you can get more grams of protein than you're getting grams of carbs, like you're starting to figure it out.
That's a really simple way to do it because you're probably not eating 300 grams of protein in a day, which puts your carbs under 300. Now, when I say cut carbs, I'd like to see you under 100. I don't think that's that difficult. And once you get used to a low carb lifestyle, that's pretty simple to do. But if you can cut your carbohydrates, it's just whenever you look at your plate, you look down Thanksgiving lunch or Thanksgiving dinner, Joe, because everyone can relate to this. You see, you go to the table, it's like buffet style serving. You're at your Aunt Sally's or whatever. And you've got a big plate of turkey, you got a big plate of stuffing, you got a big plate of potatoes, you have some type of dessert that somebody made, like Jell-O with marshmallows in it, some trash. Just look down and say, you know what? Normally I'd take a little bit of turkey and then a lot of stuffing, a lot of, I'm going to take a lot of turkey and a little bit of the other stuff. You don't even have to necessarily do without, just take less of the other stuff. Or how about you eat a plate of turkey first and then go back for seconds and then see what you actually want. Have the meat before the bread. Like it's that simple. The 5th, Joe, fasting.
Very easy tool.
Yeah, I don't want to go down the road of intermittent fasting can change your hormones from the inside out and turn you into a fat burning machine. This is just simple calorie restriction. And one of the things I've noticed in my life when I'm at my leanest is when I have an overwhelming project. When I've got to make 50 YouTube videos in a month. When I've got to do, you were just sending me some pictures the other day of some landscaping stuff you did around your house. You like dug some stairs up from the side of a hill. When you have a big task to do, you will select out of eating and not even notice it. And that's the leanest I've ever been in my life, like redoing my yard or doing all these YouTube videos, because I just don't think about eating. I'm so busy. You know what
they say? Like the idle hands are the devil's playground, right? It's when you're sitting around with nothing to do that your brain will start thinking about snacking.
This happens to me literally every Monday and Wednesday night. So my wife goes off powerlifting. She's powerlifting till late at night. I don't see her. I've got the kids on my own. I get them to bed at 8:30. And then all of a sudden there's a crushing weight of silence that hits me about 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm kind of lonely and kind of anxious. I kind of want to eat my feelings. Like I need like a bag of Doritos. That crunch keeps me company. And so what do? I get into nachos and cheese. I have some chips. I have some like whatever's the easiest thing to get out of the cupboard. You know what I'm not doing at that time at night to keep me company? I'm not like cuddling a chicken breast. It's always something that's not
eating a bunch of broccoli, right?
Sometimes it's a jar of peanut butter because it's just like a fun, like little thing to eat. But you know what? I'm not doing that, Joe, when we're doing a heavy recording day.
Yeah.
When we
got stuff to do. It's too busy.
When
you got back-to-back meetings, phone calls, things that need to get done. Then you're darting in, you're trying to get like, gosh, I only got time for like an espresso real quick and then I got to get back to work.
You know what's funny? I always come back when we travel to Austin to go to the ladder meetings for 3 days. I always come back lighter. Despite the fact we always gorge ourselves at dinner, like Vikings, right? Because they always like treat us really good and take us for a nice dinner. But during the day, between photo shoots, between workouts, between meetings, between content creation, like I just starve myself all day and then eat at night. And there's no amount of food I can eat at night to make up for that calorie deficit I created in the day. And so I recommend doing some fasting in the day while you're at work, while you are busy, while your mind's occupied with other things. What does that allow you to do? To actually eat with your kids, to actually like have some dinner, because a lot of us fall down as 40-year-olds. You've been there. Let me tell you, I'm going to speak to your soul, Joe, because you're from Wisconsin originally. You're at a restaurant. Hypothetical situation, you find yourself at what is your typical Wisconsiner like? A Culver's. And you decide you're going to do the right thing and you have 2 burger patties with cheese only. You're having no bun, you're having no fries, you have no soda. You had that level of discipline. But your kids each get a Culver's kids meal. And they get some fries, and they get a burger, and they get some custard.
Yep.
So you eat your little patties, you're good. You got 3 kids. One of them leaves half their fries, one of them leaves half their custard, one of them leaves half their soda. Guess what you're doing? Because you're dad.
Finishing.
You're just like cleaning it up. You're eating off the plate. You were raised in a poor household, so you never left food on the table. So you have like a mental restriction or a mental block, and we go through this where you eat what's on your plate because you don't know where your next meal's coming from, and then all of a sudden you're up a bunch of calories. Well, if you had fasted all day, you can do that, and that's not going to be an issue. The problem is when you ate breakfast and you ate lunch and you had snacks because some fitness influencer told you had to do that, and then you sit down and you're eating off your kid's plate, and it's over for you.
Yeah, and even if you're tracking, I mean, even if you got an app or whatever, and you're tracking very closely on your phone, you're not accurately recording how many of your kids' French fries you ate.
No, you're just, actually, it goes into a void. There was a girl at my gym that did this where she was like, I'm tracking calories, I don't know what's wrong. And I'm like, how much food do you eat off your kid's plate in a day? She's like, what? How much food do you eat? And it's just a bite here, a bite there. I call it licks, bites, and tastes.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, and I've worked with chefs before when they work in a kitchen. You'd be shocked when you're doing like tasting menus, how many calories you can accumulate by just like having a spoonful here, a spoonful there, a spoonful here. So I say fast during the day when you're busy. You can have some coffee and protein powder. One of the things that I do, Joe, for a trick is I put coffee in I was actually looking for a shaker cup here because I might have had one, but coffee in a shaker cup, a scoop of protein, some salt, some cinnamon over ice. It's like kind of I bet you have one. There we go. It's a tasty little drink. You feel like you're out actually having something. You're putting it in your stomach. It's a little bit sweet. It's only 120 calories. You got some quality protein. Then when you get to your meal, you don't have to watch as closely, or not watch as closely. You don't have to be the guy at the Cheesecake Factory where you're taking out your calorie counting app.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to figure out your macros. You could actually just have a meal. That's simple. Fast.
Yeah.
I got to add 1/5 one to infuriate people and lose subscribers. No booze. You want a magic pill in a bottle?
The gateway drug, right?
You want your, what's this song? Ozempic. You want your, it's actually a really catchy song. I find myself singing it in my head. I've almost ordered it before. Man, I wonder how shredded Bobby Maximus could get on a microdose of Ozempic. You want a pill in a bottle? No booze. Just cut out booze for 30 days. I've seen men lose 20 pounds over that. Now, you might think that that's impossible, but we talked about that 300 calorie example from walking. What if you add 300 calories a day from booze, plus the hormonal damage, plus you're never really having a beer on its own?
No, you're going to have some snacks with
beer
it.
Goes better with chips, chicken wings, peanuts, whatever. Cut out booze for a month. You will feel remarkably better. You'll work harder. You'll have more energy. When I say cut out booze, are you allowed 1 drink a week? Yes, but this 1 drink a day business, 2 drink a day business, you got to cut it out. Like, you're never going to get lean doing that. That's it.
Agreed.
You do these 6 things, we give you a bonus one. I promise you, in your 40s, you'll be leaner. And Joe, none of these are really that hard. Like, I'm asking you to...
I'm trying to remember. It was the whole life challenge. I think when they wrote the whole 30, there was a line in there like, beating cancer is hard. Watching what you eat is not hard. So keep perspective on these things.
Let's break this down. So let's look at what you're doing, okay? So when you watch your TV, whatever you watch, maybe you watch The Wheel of Time, maybe you watch The Witcher, maybe you're watching NBA playoffs. It doesn't matter. But 30 minutes, 3 times a week while you watch that TV, you just do some bicep curls and some push-ups. That shouldn't be that hard. I'm not saying that one's easy, but it's not that hard.
Right.
Walking, you want to know what's going on. Right now, the Catholics are they're trying to elect a new pope.
You need the insights on the conclave, right?
You want the insights on the conclave. So where do you go? Your number one source of factual information in the world. You go over to the Joe Rogan podcast. And you listen to that while you walk, because he's going to teach you all about Catholicism. All right. Cutting carbs. All I'm asking you to do is when you go out for dinner, we went for dinner in Montana, we were filming that movie, just have a little bit of extra New York strip steak or ribeye instead of tater tots. Like I'm not asking you to sacrifice that much. All right. Fasting shouldn't be that hard to do in the day when you're busy anyway. And I did allow you to have the coffee, the thing. That's actually probably the hardest, Joe. That's probably mentally going to be the hardest for you. And then I just want you to sleep more. Like it's really simple stuff. Do you want to get lean in your 40s? It is time to get to work. It's not your genetics. It's not that you don't have enough time. It's not that these guys have a secret that we're not sharing with you. Like, just do a little bit of work. And speaking of doing work, you're going to thank us for this information. And how are you going to thank us? 1, by actually doing the thing and losing the weight and sharing your success stories in the comments, because I do want to hear about it. But 2, just subscribe, like the video, put the thumbs up, boost the algo. That's what the kids say. Do it for the algo for our YouTube channel. And we will see you for our next episode of the Maximus Podcast.